Let's go. No comment. Yeah, of course not. It's a completely different thing. What's your KT vanilla kill? Where's your KT vanilla kill? I didn't get one. I never killed KT in vanilla WoW. It doesn't take a genius to be able to figure this out. Casual? Yeah. I was a kid back then. I didn't have a chance to play that much. First, certainly better, but do you think skill cap in the game has increased? Absolutely. Like, what I'm saying is the ceiling. The ceiling for the game now is just higher than it was. It's just simply higher. People know more about the game now, and because of that, it allows them to reach higher peaks than they were able to before. Players are a lot better than they were, and that's all there is to it. Vanilla Patchwork, 7-minute private servers, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Yeah. Vanilla Patchwork in 7 minutes, private servers in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Yeah. It's not even remotely close. I mean, the people in there weren't using world buffs. They weren't using a million other things, too. Like, I really just can't see what the difference is. If you honestly think you could fish up Ashbringer. Yeah. Yeah, I thought you could fish up Ashbringer. And these are the greatest players ever. Okay. Anyway, I've wasted so much time talking about this. I'm actually tired of it. Okay, let me see the rest of this. Comparing Fortnite players from launch now? Yeah, of course. There's a million different ways you can compare it. But I'm not going to keep talking about it. It's been, like, we've been doing this for over, like, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. I'm just kind of tired of it. Okay, let's look at the rest of this. Dungeon cap and players. Honor calculations. How does that work with honor calculations? They were always done in the downtime. Oh, this was whenever there was no reset. When restoring the honor calculation code, we rewrote it so it can work while the game is live. Realms do not need downtime for honor to update. Wow. Great. That's a good thing. I mean, there's not a whole lot I have to say about that, but that's a good thing, and I'm glad they're doing it. I mean, fuck yeah. Awesome. Great. I'm happy. All right, next. Guard spawns. Did guard spawns really work the same way in vanilla as they do now in retail? I'm honestly not sure. We've looked at that specific case. Thanks for all the detailed description. We'll take a look and we'll make sure we get it right. I don't know what the fuck that is. I have no care. I don't care about that at all. Will there be a debuff priority system in place to ensure important debuffs stay on targets and aren't overwritten by things like deep wounds? There is a debuff priority system in vanilla, and we replicated it. The issue with range on arcane missiles was fixed in 1.12, and we've kept that fix. Thank fucking God. Thank God they've done that. You know, I was really worried about the dozen arcane mages that still think the spec is going to work. So I'm really glad that Blizzard actually sorted that out. Yeah, that's amazing. Top 4 best classes in Classic. Fury Warriors, Arms Warriors, Prot Warriors, and Rogues. Yeah, I'd say those, yeah, those exactly. Okay, next one. Transferring gold. What is the stance on people trading gold from Classic realms for gold on BFA realms and vice versa? There is no direct means for characters in BFA to transfer gold to characters in WoW Classic. This would be a highly disruptive thing for Classic, as the economies of the two games are very different. Gold exchange between players in WoW is subject to our terms of service. Purchasing gold from third parties could lead to suspension or banning of accounts. They didn't answer the question. Yeah, they didn't answer the question. Because the question was about, can people trade gold from Classic to BFA? There's no direct means. This would be highly disruptive to the game. So, it means it's safe. They said no. Where in here did they say no? That means no? No. There are a lot of things that are... There are a lot of no means no. They did not say no. The third word. There is no direct means for characters in BFA to transfer gold to characters in WoW Classic. Yes, there is. You get on Discord and you say, trade me 1,000,000 gold in Classic in BFA for 10,000 gold in Classic WoW. And then the person does the trade. That is it doesn't matter if there's indirect or direct means. So, and this second sentence, this would be highly disruptive for Classic, as the economies of the two games are very different. This is referring to, if you look at the way that the sentences are structured, this is referring to there being a direct means for characters to transfer gold from characters in BFA to WoW Classic. Let's see. Come on, man. There's no direct way. Yeah. Gold exchange between players in WoW is subject to our terms of service. Purchase of gold from third parties could lead to suspension or banning of accounts. How do you define purchase? Is like purchase meaning buying it with money, real money, or buying it with other gold? Because people did this in Diablo all the time. Don't understand. There are no direct means. Doesn't mean you can't do it through TOS. Yeah, I mean, semantics move on. Well, semantics is everything. Like that's the whole thing, because this TOS is written in a way. The TOS is written in a way that what they say matters. And in my opinion, right? In my opinion, if I read this, they did not explicitly say that you're not able to trade gold from classic realms for gold on BFA realms. They didn't say that. Now, they might have maybe implied that, but they did not say that. Yeah, they did not say that. Like, if you think they said that, I'm pretty sure probably the same people that thought that Taliesin said I was a white supremacist, right? The same people probably. And if English is not your first language, I understand, okay? Like, I don't speak any other languages. I get it, right? But in the English language, this does not imply that it's not okay. Maybe it implies it, but it doesn't actually state it clearly. And all I'm saying is that I think what they should do, if it's against the rules, they should clearly state trading gold from BFA is against the rules. Trading gold in BFA for gold on Classic is against the rules. That's it. What's in your weekly box? Yeah, we'll get this on. Okay. It means no. No, it means TOS. Depends on if it was in a TOS. What? Dude, that is not the question. I'm literally reading it. What do you got? What? What do you mean it's not the question? They referred to the TOS. That's the answer. When did they say anything about the TOS? Oh, right there. Wow. Okay, gold exchange between players is subject to our terms of service. Well, let me see what the terms of service... I see it now. WoW TOS. Let me see if I can pull this up. WoW TOS rules. Okay, Blizzard end user license agreement. Alright, just give me a second. I'll just search gold. Gold, okay, this is not it. Where is the TOS? Let's see here. Fuck. Okay, I'm not seeing it anywhere. That's against TOS? Yeah, I can't see it. Okay, move over to WoW TOS, you know, gold. I'm just trying to see it. EULA. Cheats, hacks, prohibited content, esports. Yeah, I can't figure this out right now on stream. Well, I'll try EULA. EULA. There's no directly linked gold. You can trade between games. No, that's not what they said. That is against TOS. It's not the, like, Jesus Christ. Okay. Look up WoW TOS. Actually, yeah, WoW EULA. Okay, where's the World of Warcraft terms of use? Okay, here we go. I can find it right here. So we'll see what Blizzard says. Okay, here we go. This is the same thing. Oh, wait, no, this one is different. Okay, gold. Where would I search for it at? I'm trying to see. Okay, give me 1 minute here. Currency. Okay, currency is a good idea. Okay. Let's see here. Let me just go over here real quick and we'll get this done. Alrighty. Prohibited uses exploit in its entirely or individual components of the platform for any purpose not expressly authorized by Blizzard, including without limitation playing the games for commercial establishments, gathering in-game currency as a resource for sale outside the platform or games, performing in-game services, including without limitation account boosting, power leveling in exchange for payment. So, can see? No, you're looking at it. Let me see. What's the rest of these? Currency. Begin Blizzard balance, various currencies, currency. All virtual content appearing within the platform, including Blizzard games such as items, virtual goods, Currency. Okay. So here's the thing. This seems unclear to me. And to me, I have a very, I'm going to be honest, I have a very, very hard time understanding things because I always try to think and figure out, you know, kind of loopholes and shit. And it's very hard for me to understand things unless they're very, very plainly stated. Because I always read between the lines and I try to look for exceptions and stuff like that. And so here's basically the way I look at it, right? I don't think they answered the question at all. There's no direct means. Well, you're right about that. But, let's see. They never have two versions of the same game. It's probably within the TOS. They should be clear. Yeah, they should be more clear about this. Because from my perspective here, what do I think that they will do? Now, if I remember right in Diablo, this is another example. In Diablo, you were not able to trade WoW Gold for Diablo Gold. That's basically it. Just buy a joke off eBay? Yeah, I don't know. There are no exceptions here? Well, no. I mean, like, what I'm saying is, like, it's not about there being no exceptions or anything like that. Did you blue screen? No, I didn't. They misunderstood the question. They thought it was about legit having BFA Gold transfer to Classic and not the whole... Oh, well, yeah. I think that you're right. No, SSDS is right. I think that what they actually expected what people meant here is, would there be a way for players to do this? And obviously there is a way. It's a third-party way, or it's a peer-to-peer way, but it's not facilitated by the game. And my question is the peer-to-peer, you know, one person trading gold and BFA for gold and Classic, is that explicitly against the TOS? And is that going to be punishable? That's the question that I have. Okay? That's basically what it is. Okay, let me see here. Alright, we'll go to the next one. Ask on Twitter. Alright, we'll go to the rest of these here. Okay, that's what he's asking? No, that is... I think that's what I was asking, at least. Okay, where's the rest of it? Do you think it should be allowed? Okay, well, do I think that it should be allowed? No. No. It should not be allowed. The problem with it is that it's almost impossible to be able to tell if that's actually happening or not. And I think that's my main concern here. They're never going to be clear with answers regarding that stuff. But why not? The thing is, like, why not? Why not literally just say you can't trade gold from BFA to Classic and vice versa? I feel like that would be so simple for everybody, and it would just answer everyone's question without creating something that's vague and not directly answering the question. Gold is staying in the same economy, so why would it be bad? Because they're different economies. That's why. Yeah. Wait, the last sentence is trade considered a purchase. I don't know. I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like it's so. As I said, I read too much into things, and I think this is. I don't know if this is like my fault or whatever, but whenever I read something, I always think of exceptions for it, and it's very vague. It is vague. That's all there is to it. And I can go on about this for hours. I really can. Okay, just a second. Stands not if it's possible. No, that's not what they're saying. That's not what they're saying. Holy shit. Okay, from gold into retail and Classic. Yeah, of course not. Subject to our terms of service, which is outlined on there. Yeah, but even in terms of service, it's unclear. Like, even in the TOS, it's unclear. So I remember this was a big question. So here's the thing, right? Is whenever Diablo 3 came out, this was a big question in Diablo 3 too. And that's why I'm curious about it. I hope that Blizzard does ban people for that. Because if they don't ban people for that, here's what happens. Is if they don't ban people for that, you're going to have people that buy WoW tokens, and then they trade the gold in current WoW for gold in Classic WoW. And if it's basically a gray area that Blizzard doesn't punish people for, you're going to have people that are basically able to buy their epic mount. And I think that would be shitty for the fucking game. I would hate to see that happen. Is there even an established precedent? No, I don't really think so, honestly. I have no idea. Let's see. You can't directly? Well, no, but you can do it indirectly, and that's basically what I'm talking about. They can't enforce it? No one cares? I don't know. As I said, I can't move on from things like this. I don't know why. It's just like, it's like autism or something, but I have to be right about this kind of stuff. Okay, well, let me go on to the next one here. I'm sure there'll be something else that's unclear that we'll have a 3-hour discussion about next. Okay, let's go to the rest of these. Okay. Number 2. Alright, just give me 1 second here. They said it's against the TOS because it involves real money. Yeah, but this isn't real money, so it's different. Okay. Could you specify a little bit how you'll handle quests like Thorium Point, Silithus, Gentle Lords, or that are later phases quests? What will be available from the beginning of Phase 1 and what will come later? Thanks for the question. We wanted there to be some exploration and discovery to this, so I can't dig super deep into the exact specifics around when the individual quests, items, or rep items will be available. Painting at broad strokes, however, Thorium Point and Gentle Allure quests should be available during Phase 1. Most quests in Cenarian Hold will be available during Phase 5, because that makes sense, because it's the AQ opening gate event. The general methodology was to make quests, recipes, items, and the like available when it makes sense to do so and feels relevant to the rest of the available in-game content. That's basically what it is. So, it's like 1,000 people care about retail. Well, no, here's the point, right? Is like this... I think this makes sense. Use Watson, it's real money. No, it's not. Okay. Alright, let's go to the rest of this. How to do it indirectly if the comedies aren't linked. I don't even want to talk. Like, I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I feel like if I just keep... I will continue talking about this constantly if I don't stop myself. That's all there is to it. It's just how I am. Okay? Just move on. I can't move on from shit like this. I don't know why. It's like I played the same game for 10 fucking years, okay? If somebody says something that I think is wrong, I have to make sure that I'm right. I know it sounds stupid, but that's just how I am. Okay, skip loot number 1. That's because I already read loot number 1. Happens 0 SRS. Ratios want 1 million. Jagex says you can do it under your own risk. Yeah, well, Jagex isn't Blizzard, so, you know, it is what it is. Okay, let's move over to the next one here. Yeah, we already read the loot number 1. We read that. Yeah, we read that. Okay, let's kill the boss. I'm gonna get them out right here. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause this here. We'll take a look at this, and then we'll go through all the rest of the questions. All right, here we go. Were the gems yesterday duped? No, they were not duped. They were not. Okay, here we go. Let's get this shit done. I love your endurance correcting idiots. I don't. I certainly don't. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, I need to make space. I need to make space. That's the way she goes, boys. That's the way she goes. All right, now I'm gonna go through all the rest of the questions. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, no mountain gold. I know that. Trust me, I'm fucking fully aware of that. Okay. Could you specify a little bit about how you will handle the quest hubs like Thorium Point? Okay. Please clarify whether this means drop percentage or actual item drop tables. Changing Mage Blade drop percentage whenever more items get added to the table isn't that big of a deal. Changing whether bindings drop in Phase 1 is entirely different. Come on, binding drop. Oh, right. Okay, just a second. Okay, alright, we're good. Okay, give me 1 minute here. Okay, do you think they should have Classic exactly the same as before? Yeah, of course. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at this question right here. They are related. Imagine a drop table that has 2 items that each have a 50% chance to drop. If you restrict it so one of those can't drop, the other one just became a 100% chance to drop. Or you have a 50% chance to drop nothing. That's right. There are various items throughout the game that were added later, and which were restricted to later phases, but we took a careful look at any item and we decided to restrict them to make sure they didn't affect the drop rates of other items too much. If it did, we went back and pulled an earlier version of the drop table, so they would have an appropriate item loot distribution, and the biggest of these changes was in Phase 5. That said, none of those drop table changes occur within Phase 1 and 2. They're all in later phases. So yes, bindings can drop in Phase 1. Good luck getting both of them. I'm still missing one. Okay. Alright, that sounds good. That makes sense. That's okay, good. Items added in later phases. It seems like a contradiction. ENS Ghost has tweeted a while back to say that the items in 1.14, items like Obsidian Edge Blade would be introduced in Phase 2. Yes, items like Obsidian Edge Blade will be in during Phase 1. This is due to related discussion to not bring back the original item sets, because it would have felt really weird if an item stats changed while you were wearing it. Week 2 Thunder Fury? Yeah, I'm going to get the first bind. Actually, no, I'll get Week 1 Thunder Fury. I'll get both bindings in the same week. Okay, so we think it would feel weird to drop Tier 2 items with their 1.12 stats in Molten Core, except the Tier 2 pants and Ragnaros, of course. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. So here's basically the way I look at this one. They do this all the time in current WoW. They do this constantly in current WoW. Legendary necklace, though. Yeah, look at the legendary neck. I mean, they change that every day. Look at the Azurite gear every day. If that feels weird, then why do you guys do that with retail, like, on a monthly basis? I don't understand. Need BWL to get Element and Bar. Yeah, I know. You need 10 of them, I think. But point is the same. You know, I don't know. Like, this is fine, right? I mean, obviously this makes sense. Having these items drop or whatever, I think that's fine. Catch-up gear. You're releasing catch-up gear released in 1.10 at the same time as the original pre-Dire Maul loot tables. The actual catch-up gear added in 1.10 won't be available until Phase 5. The MC tables weren't affected by very much by the the changes. Almost all of their loot was the same from 1.5 to 112. So the changes you see to MC throughout our content unlocks will be very minor. Okay, so let's see. Will Talisman a Binding Shard drop for the first kill in MC? I wish, but I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't think so at all. I think that would be really cool if they did that, though. Just give me a second. Can you say it again without starting a fight? Okay. Alright, just a second. Okay. Alright, it's very hard for me to read, and it makes me, like, a little bit more uncomfortable whenever I continue fucking up, and people make fun of me for it, I'll be honest. Let's see, Asmongold, Gmod, we'll do it again while we finish the rest of these questions. Okay. Let's go, yeah, we're just doing sub-bone. Alright. Layering of population, what about after... Okay, here we go. What about after Phase 6? We've done most of the hard work by bringing back 1.12, so progressing to the Burning Crusade would be a lot easier for us. Wow. Okay. That's great. So this makes perfect sense, I think. Yeah, of course this makes sense. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and just invite the rest of these people in here and get this done. Yeah, as I said, I just don't want to deal with it. Okay, I need one more tank. One more tank and one more healer, and then we'll be good to do the next run. Let's get this done. Okay. Okay. So, our plan is to identify everything we need to do should we ever decide to go this route. We want to be sensitive to the desires of our players. Some may want BC, and some may not. We'll be following the Classic community closely to help determine what our next steps should be. Wow. Okay. So this actually sounds like... It sounds like 1.13 is on the table. Holy shit. What the fuck? I'm very surprised about that. Okay, we need 2 more people. We need somebody to tank. Okay, and we need 1 more healer. I'm just going to assign a random person to heal, and then we'll start up this group, okay? Give me 1 second here. Okay, let's see. We'll get 1 more guy. All right, perfect. Okay, one of you guys needs to tank. Jonan, you're going to tank, and then we'll have this guy, Atkins, you're going to heal, okay? Perfect. Okay, we're good. Oh, we need 1 more. Wait, we have 3 tanks now? Wait, what? Okay, all right, John and Nermine, you're DPS. And we need 1 more here. Kostberger, your heals, okay? And we'll go ahead and re-queue. Let's get this done. Okay, give me 1 second here. And we're good. All right, perfect. All right, layering a population. Clearing up misconceptions. I think there's generally some misunderstanding within the community on how and why layering technique works in Classic. Okay, so this is an actual answer of the way that layering works. Okay, fine. I'm so glad you asked this question. we've seen some confusion about layering, both about how it works both about how it helps support our launch and how it's supposed to behave while it's active. So we'd like to both speak on it and clear up some misconceptions about it. First, we're absolutely committed to reducing the 1 layer per realm before our second content phase goes live. And the sooner we can get there, the better. The reason we can't do that initially is on launch day, everybody will be clustered in the starting zones, and having players so close together causes an exponential drain on server resources. In fact, the same number of players will cause more server problems crammed into Northshire than they do spread across all of Elwyn Forest. We expect that even after the first couple of days, we'll need a fewer layers than we need for the initial hours of launch, and our stress tests have confirmed that expectation. So, what this basically means here is that they are going to be clearing up the entire layering thing a lot sooner than Phase 2, which is something that I'm very glad to hear. Now, a lot of people kind of expected layering to just be like a default until Phase 2. This post seems to imply, it states, basically, that what they're going to do is in Phase 1, they're probably going to just remove layers as needed, which is going to make the game better, I would say. And so I'm glad about doing that. They're going to do it dynamically, and that means they're actually paying attention here. Herod layering may last a long time. I don't know about that. Layering lasting a long time. I have no idea. Okay, just give me 1 second here. Alright, we'll look at the rest of these. A related concern that was raised during our pre-launch test is that capital cities felt empty, but that only occurred because we left the pre-launch test running 2 days past its original end date, and we didn't reduce the number of the layers, at all during the test. During our launch week, the players spread out across the world will monitor actively and reduce layers as necessary so the world continues to feel full. Okay, there we fucking go. Again, another obvious fucking answer that they're giving. And here's the best part about the classic devs. It seems like they have common sense. Really, it just seems like they have common sense. And it's like, all of the times, like whenever they make these changes in the game, it seems like the obvious decision. It is the obvious decision for them to make. And I'm so glad to see that. This is fucking amazing. Unlike BFA. Yeah, with BFA, there's all these weird analogies and, oh, well, there's this one system that was in the game this long time ago, and so, we don't want to change that because there's this one, thing that's grandfathered into the game and it'll confuse players, etc. Wow, it killed me. I didn't think it'd kill me. Oh well, who cares? Alright, fundamentally understand their play. Yes, they fundamentally understand their player base. And that's all we've been waiting for. That's what everybody has been waiting for. They fundamentally understand the player base. And that is amazing to fucking see. I'm so happy for that. Okay, let's go to the rest of these. Graphics community is much more focused on what they want compared to retail is why. Well, that's true too. But I think even inside the classic community, there are a lot of people who want different things. Some players have suggested using sharding in low-level zones to address additional launch demand. Both because we talked about that in BlizzCon and because it's what they're used to from our modern expansions. Unfortunately, while modern WoW has content designed to work with sharding, WoW Classic does not. The most obvious example of incompatible content is Rexar's famously long patrol path, and there are lots of other examples throughout WoW Classic. Since we want all that content to work as it was originally designed, we've made sure that every layer is a copy of the entire world. So you can kite Anachronos all the way to Orgrimmar, and you can ride the boat from Ratchet to Booty Bay with the same people alongside you the whole way. So this confirms my assumption that layering was actually just going to be basically shards for the entire server. Like, this is exactly what it was going to be, yeah. Shards for the entire server, and that's exactly what we want, right? Classic devs know us. Yes, they do. I'm very glad about that, too. Okay, yeah, this is great. Some players have asked us to use realm caps and login queues to handle the demand, and while those are tools that we have at our disposal, we don't want to rely on them exclusively because they can't keep people from playing, because they keep people from playing the game. Oh, for queues. Okay, so this, yeah, big surprise, they don't want to use queues. Nobody likes sitting in a realm queue. Warlords of Draenor, whenever it came out, had the most ridiculous realm queues of any expansion that I'd ever seen. And because of that, a lot of people that I knew stopped playing the game because they had set aside, they had maybe gone 3 days of vacation time for WoD. And, you know, that way they'd be able to complete all the content in the expansion. And as soon as that was over, right, then the servers were down the whole time. They're sitting around at home waiting for the servers to come up. They get like 45 minutes to play the game before they have to go to bed the next day. It just sucks. So obviously they're not going to want to do that. And so I'm glad that Blizzard is keeping that in mind. They're not going to let that happen again. That's a very, very good thing. Let's go with the rest of these. Okay, let's scroll all the way up here. Okay, me with Diablo 3. Yeah, I took off 2 years to play Diablo 3. And then I took off 2 years before that to play WoW. Alright, where's the rest of these? One of the most frequently reported problems during our tests was that players transferring to a layer for what seemed like no reason. There are several bugs that caused this, and we're confident that we fixed them. See what happens. At this point, the only thing that should cause you to change layers is accepting an invite from one player on another layer. Additionally, it should always transfer the player who was invited to the layer of the player who invited them, which means that you can be invited to Asmongold layer. You can be invited to Asmongold layer. Thank God. Thank God. WoW Classic is saved. Okay. WoW Classic is very, very clearly saved. Amazing. Nonetheless, after accepting an invite, the layer transfer doesn't always happen immediately, because we don't want you to transfer in the middle of combat or before you get a chance to loot. During our pre-launch test, we saw a few reports of what seemed like random player layer transfers, but whenever we investigated, we realized this was due to us making that transfer delay take too long. The delay was so long that players could unintentionally chain one delay into another by starting combat immediately after looting. Because of those reports, we fixed the transfer delay to give you enough time to loot without it being so long that you're left wondering why you can't join your friend. We'll keep an eye on that, and we may decide to reduce it even further. We've also seen reports of players transferring suddenly at the entrances of capital cities, which is related to the transfer delays. If you're waiting to transfer to your friend's lair, and you enter a capital city, we ignored the delay and transfer you immediately. The long delays were for making it more likely that you'd enter a capital with a transfer pending, and now that we've reduced the character transfer delay, it will be a bit more clear that your transfer was the result of accepting a group invitation. So basically what they're saying here is that they're allowing it to where it's like the layer transfers are faster. And that way people don't get confused and think it's a bug. That's good. I mean, obviously, I think there should be some sort of a delay on layer transferring, and that way people don't just do like some weird shit by like going back and forth between layers. But the truth is that things like that aren't really very important. Like, whenever the Classic Beta came out, people, it felt like they really thought that there was going to be this huge amount of people that are just abusing, and there's going to be infinite Black Lotuses on the auction house, and there's no way for, you know, everybody's going to make, you know, free flasks, and, you know, the top players are going to be rich and have 1 million gold, and everybody else is going to be poor. They're retards. Those people were retards. Of course that wasn't going to happen. That being said, obviously they do want to reduce it so people don't try to abuse things like that. I don't think this is a problem that they really need to fix, but if it's something that would make the game better, then obviously they should do it. Invite the sub layer. Yeah, dude, there you go. But yeah, that's the way that I see. People start selling party invites to your layer on eBay. Look. Look. I mean, holy shit. Yeah, yeah, invite the sub layer. I guess so. Okay, let's go with the rest of these. Alright, we've seen reports of people transferring suddenly to instances of capital. Okay, I read that one there. Regarding PvP, we saw many posts from players wondering if getting invited to a party is a good way to escape from PvP combat. I'm pleased to say there's a largely separate, longer transfer delay following any PvP combat. We know that a lot of World PvP enthusiasts are excited for WoW Classic, and we don't want the additional layers to feel like they're robbing you of your kills. When the time comes to withdraw from a fight, you'll have to escape your enemies and get to a safe place before you're able to join your friends in another layer. So this, what you can do here, right, I mean, this is obviously combat-based. So after you leave PvP combat, a timer starts. The only thing you need to do basically is die, just get invited by your friend, and then wait till you get phased over, and then just resurrect, right? I mean, that's really it. Because I'm pretty sure the timer's not going to happen based off of if your character's alive or not. If it does do that, then obviously it would be different. Yeah, it's basically it. Let's kill one. Yeah, exactly. Got tired of those people watching Stock Random Smack. Well, yeah, I mean, like, the truth is, like, I've lost so many of my teeth, it's basically caused me to develop a speech impediment. And whenever I see people constantly, like, you know, drawing attention to it every single time I misspeak, it makes me misspeak more. So I just want to make sure that things are the, you know, it's as good of an experience as possible. So yeah, I mean, like, it's really, really bad. And so yeah, I don't want to have people make fun of me and, like, you know, do stupid shit like that. Just don't want to deal with it. Silver and Dummy XQC. Yeah, I'd say so. Timer already exists whenever you engage in PvP combat in retail. Well, you're right. Nixie, you're absolutely right. So on retail WoW, if you get attacked by somebody on one layer or one shard, and you shard over to another shard to get away from them, it does take a couple of seconds. Now, how long does it really take? I'd say, like, probably 2 minutes. So, like, if I have to wait 2 minutes if somebody's attacking me and I want to transfer over to another layer so I don't have to get attacked, that's not really a big deal. I would say so. I don't really think that's a big deal. And also, like, this is only in phase 1, and, like, the whole idea of trying to preserve, like, the whole idea of, like, allowing people to gank and stuff like that, like, obviously ganking is part of the game, but I don't think Blizzard should go out of their way and contrive systems to promote ganking and to make ganking easier to do. It should just be something that happens if it happens, and it doesn't if it doesn't, right? That's all there is to it. Are like back teeth? I have no back teeth. I have no back teeth. Yeah, I mean, there it is. Spell retard, I must be your speech impediments love me. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Alright, let's see here. As when I'm playing WoW on and off, I'm very excited to finally get into Classic WoW, as I never got the chance to years ago. I'm thinking of playing Warlock or Paladin. What's your pick? Also, any other advice? Play whatever you want to play. The truth is that WoW Classic is a beautiful and great game, and the worst thing that you could do for yourself is to create a bunch of, you know, these artificial limitations and rules for yourself to play the game and end up ruining the experience because you try to define it by what private server players think that you should do to optimize raid DPS. Play the game the way that you want to play the game. You're going to have one fucking shot to re-experience the greatest game that's ever been released of all time. Don't let them ruin that for you. Play the game the way that you want to play the game. Now, whenever you play in groups, I think you should obviously play the way that your group wants you to play, because you're not just playing for yourself. You're part of the. Sorry, this song's too loud. This song is also too loud. It's really kind of annoying, but there it is. Whenever you play in a group, in my opinion, I think that you need to put the needs of the many over the needs of the one. Now, obviously, it's your choice to be part of that group, but if you choose to be part of that group and that group needs a healer and you can heal, you heal. If that group needs a tank and you can tank, you tank. If that group needs you to CC mobs and not AoE DPS, you CC mobs and you don't AoE DPS. You always play the way the team wants you to play, and that's the way that team players do things. That's why whenever I'm playing in WoW, like, I would never consider playing like a Moonkin, for example. I want to play the best class possible to where I'm an actual, like, efficient, useful person in my raid. And, like, as a warrior, I feel like tanking is a very, very important thing. And so I want to play a tank in my guild, and that way I can help my guild and do the best job possible. That's the way it is. Yeah, there it is. You want to stream or actually watch live? The Real Yeats? Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Imagine playing a meme spec. I would never do it, because you put your raid at a disadvantage. And at a certain point, like, I have no problem slowing things down a little bit. And I think that it's okay to do that, but everybody should be okay with that. And I think that really it's okay to play a meme spec. If you want to play Rat Paladin, Arcane Mage, I don't think Arcane Mage is that good, or like a Moonkin or something like that, that's fine. You can play the meme spec. But everybody should be okay with that. And I think that if people aren't okay with that, you shouldn't get butthurt about it. That's all there is to it. Would you be giving up DPS loot to warriors? Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Actually, we should do the classic guild meeting after this. After I finish all this, I'm going to just... You're getting fake diamond teeth. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Moonkin's actually pretty good. It's just mana? Yeah, they're really good for the first 30 seconds of the fight. What about the other 3 minutes? Well, I guess now, I mean, fuck, the first 30 seconds of the fights are going to be, for, like, speed clears. It's going to be most of the fight. That's actually true. Have you opened your boxes yet? No, I haven't. Not yet. You know, workout stream with Asmongold? At some point, yeah. Oh, what are you going to do if you're stuck in queue on your server for several hours? Easy. Watch YouTube videos and complain about it. Duh. Like, yeah, like, what do you mean? Of course. Like, everybody knows that's going to happen. Yeah, what do you mean? Did you already read the message about AQ40 event in the AMA? I think that I did. I'm not 100% sure, though. Let me finish the rest of this, okay? We'd also like to clarify how multiple layers work with logout. Early in our stress testing, players reported that logging out in backend would let you hop to a new layer to farm the same mineral or herb node on different layers. That was a bug, and we fixed it. Your layer assignment now persists for a few minutes between logouts, long enough but that by the time that the game would choose a new layer for you, that node would have respawned on its own anyway. I hope that makes things a bit more clear. So layers persist through logout. That's good. That's great. Okay. Asmongold, didn't think I probably gifted a sub the other day. Well, thank you, man. Thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate it. It's my pleasure. I got them out, so I had to do it. A lot of people are wanting them to raise the number of resources needed for AQ war effort to match the population of the server. Thought? Oh, that is actually a really good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, let me think about that. Okay, I'm gonna come back. I have to take a piss. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get the mount. When I'm back, I better have this mount. Wait. I forgot to minimize. I forgot to minimize. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Okay. 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 All right. It is what it is. It is what it is. And that is what it is, and it truly is that thing. Fuck! No mount. Alright, that's the way it goes. Let me go back over here. Alright, let's look at the rest of these. Alright, I don't know. I kind of want to do another one, but I don't know if I'll... Alright, let me read the rest of these. Okay, just give me a second. Phase 2 overpopulation. Okay, we read that one. Layering caps. Paid character transfer. Will paid character transfers also be a thing should a server drop heavily in population and a player wishes to move to a more activity or reconvene with friends on another server? We are considering integrating a character transfer service once players have reached higher levels. This was available in the original WoW. We'll look at the rules imposed at that time and also discuss the implications of players moving to different realms. We believe realm identity is an important aspect of Classic, so any guidelines around transfers should support this belief. Oh, Jesus Christ. Character boosts are not in keeping with Classic. We don't want to break any hearts. Fucking duh. Fucking duh. Like, I mean, what else even, what is there even to say? I mean, everybody knew this. Everybody fucking knew this. Anybody who genuinely thought, well, what if he had the Can't believe Blizzard? I just want money and they're just gonna do a character. No. This was never going to happen. Anybody who genuinely thought that they were going to have character boosts in Classic WoW, I hope they don't play the game. Because I don't want to have to unintentionally be involved with someone who's that fucking stupid. No. You'd think that people like that wouldn't even be able to operate a computer. Are there any other character services? Will there be paid services for Classic? We aren't considering any other services. We aren't considering other services beyond character transfer at this time. There it is. There it is. It's right there. The same fucking thing that everybody said. I was going to Gmod. I'm doing another run. I'm addicted, guys. I am addicted. And also, I figure we might as well do something while I read the rest of these. Yeah, at this time. That is true. They did say at this time. I don't know about that. Like, okay, you know what? They'll make you pay. I honestly, I don't think they're going to do anything bad. I really don't. I know that a lot of people, they want to always believe that shit's going to happen. I really don't think that it will. I think Blizzard is going to do the right thing. They're going to not have character transfers ever. And the people that think that's going to happen, I guess those people will have to be disappointed. I think it's going to be completely fine. It won't cause any issues, and I don't worry about it at all. That's the way that I see it, okay, guys? So let's not concern ourselves with that kind of bullshit, and we'll just assume that everything is going to be just fine. Is that something that we can agree on? Like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I think that the WoW community has made it very clear that they don't want paid character services in Classic WoW. They don't want it. Everybody doesn't want it. Generally believe they put it that way just in case they can ever change something. Yeah, I think so. That's probably true. Like, I mean, that's the same way I do, right? Oh, well, maybe, or I might, or something like that, right? And I never actually commit to something because I don't want to be tied down to some sort of commitment or something like that. So I think that's definitely true. They're doing transfers. Well, they might. Level 60 boost after Phase 5 confirmed. I mean, did they not? They didn't not confirm it. I mean, they didn't not confirm it. So, I mean, hey, there you go. Fuck character transfers? Yeah, of course. I don't know, actually. Server transfers are not... I mean, they were in the current game. Or, sorry, they were in Vanilla WoW. If they were in Vanilla WoW, I think they should be in Classic. Like, that's the only... Like, logically, that's the only conclusion that I can come to. Yeah, don't give them any fucking ideas. Yeah, I mean, and I believe, if I remember right, the server transfer cooldown was like 90 days, wasn't it? Wasn't it 90 days? Or was I wrong about that? Yeah. So, I remember this very, very clearly. It was 90 days, yeah. I actually had a dream. This sounds really sad. I had a dream that I transferred servers, and I wasn't able to play with my friends for 3 months. In Vanilla, it was like Burning Crusade. I was literally so sad whenever I woke up from that dream. I still remember it to this day. I felt like isolated. I felt alone. Felt terrible. Yeah, it was sad. I had dreamed that I had friends. I have a lot of friends in WoW and in real life. I'm very lucky. But unfortunately, you know, if I transferred servers, I would have been kind of left out to a lot of things. How the Classic add-ons works. You have too much faith in Blizzard. If a ton of people from retail move to Classic, which doesn't have microtransactions, their amount of customers will decrease, and they'll want to fix it. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, that's not the only way to fix it. Like, making more microtransactions isn't going to get people to continue playing the game. So it wouldn't make sense for them to... if Classic WoW is doing well, and it has a different monetization structure than current WoW, then I don't think that they're going to shoot themselves in the foot and monetize Classic WoW and alienate the people that are playing the game. it's not worth it to them, I believe. And then also tons of people will quit. There'll be tons of negativity. It'll be just like the current game. And so I don't think that they would take that risk. Hopefully I'm right, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that I will be wrong, though. My friends are splitting up on different realms. All of my boys are all playing on the same realm. I'm really excited for that, man. It's going to be fucking amazing. I'm really fucking excited. But Bobby Kotick, well, here's the thing, right? Blizzard doesn't think like that, using logic. Blizzard makes horrible mistakes because of greed all the time. Yes and no. And also, like, yes and no. I don't think that they will do it with Classic WoW, because the expectations for the game are already so clearly defined. But maybe I'm wrong. I hope that I'm not wrong, but I would not expect to see a store or anything like that coming out of Classic WoW. All right, let's go with the rest of these. Corporate create their original experience. Okay, so this is really, really, really important. So let's talk about this Gates of AQ question. I actually want to look and see what the responses to this are. Okay, so let's see. This is one of those times that I think it'd be detrimental. People will stockpile ahead of time, finish the event within hours, and deny the involvement of the majority of players, especially if the resource count required stays the same due to the increased populations. This is the concern that I have. So here's where I'm at, okay? So let's look at, let's say you need 10,000 rune cloth, for example. And 10,000 rune cloth was the expected amount that you would have to turn in a vanilla WoW server. Well, what happens whenever this new vanilla WoW server, this classic vanilla WoW server, has, instead of 3,000 people, it has 30,000 people? Well, it's a completely different world then, because the amount of rune cloth that's going to be in the economy and in the game is going to be multiplied by 10. So if you have 10 times more people, and you have a time-sensitive event like this, it's based off of contributions, which are individually based, and the amount of people that are able to contribute is based off of the population on the server. You know what I think they should do? Here's what I think they should do. They should make it like this. If they want to have these mega servers, and they will be mega servers, let's not kid ourselves here. I mean, these are going to be massive servers. Blizzard has already said that they're going to be massive servers. What if they did something like this? What if they looked at, for every, like, let's say 3,000 people, the AQ war effort would be like 10,000 rune cloth. So if you had, let's say, 9,000 people, it would be 30,000 rune cloth, for example. So it would just scale up based off of the population. Would you want a scaling AQ effort like that? National Star Service is breaking are 6 people in one spot. 60 people? You mean 3 people? What about scarab quantity? Yeah, I actually, you guys would like that? If they have the mega servers, because I feel like the anticipation of the AQ opening gate event is so important. Like the anticipation, like the day that you know, it's like, oh, we are this close. This dude has Scarab board. He's got the whole quest done. He's going to bang that fucking gong. Everybody is going to be ready for that fucking event. Like, that event is going to be probably the biggest event in the history of WoW. Like the Scarab board event. 100%, man. It is going to be fucking massive. Insane. And they should change the items, which can be collected, make them drop, even needing. What can stockpile and they can't stockpile? Well, they're not changing the items. They're just changing the quantity of the items. I think being able to stockpile, like, I don't like the idea of being able to stockpile. I think stockpiling items for the AQ war effort is really boring, and I think it sucks. But I also don't think they should make it impossible to do that. How about using straight time gate instead of turn-ins? No, I don't like the idea of a time gate. Retail WoW has time gates. I don't want a time gate in Classic WoW. I want a straight up fucking a huge number that you have to accomplish. And because the thing with the AQ war effort, like, you look at, like, what really is the AQ war effort? What is it supposed to symbolize? It is supposed to symbolize the Horde and Alliance contributing enough resources to go to war with the Courage Empire. I don't know how to say it, with the Courage Empire, right? The Mantid, or not Mantid, the Bug Empire, basically. And if they are actually building up enough resources to go to war with this gigantic empire of these bugs that are supposed to be locked away from the old gods, then I think that they should have, that shouldn't be a time gate. You should need a lot of fucking rune cloth. You should need a lot of fucking rune cloth. That should be like basically gearing up and getting consumables for a raid, except for the raid is with 10,000 people instead of 40. Yeah, that's exactly the way that it should be. And so I don't like the idea of a time gate at all. I can see why people would want that. It is simpler. You're right about that. It's simpler. But I think that it also denies this sense of contribution and, like, what's really the word for this? Like, it gets people excited and it makes them feel like they're part of something. If you're level 40, you can contribute to the AQ war effort. It makes it feel, it gives you the, you know, we're all in this together feeling. And I think that's something that that the game really does need. That's the way that I look at it. Investment. Yeah, exactly. It gets people going. Yeah, it's like you feel like you're actually doing something and you're part of something. And I think that's a great thing for a game. People say no changes, but leaving resources the same, it will create not the same experience as vanilla. Well, that's what I was originally talking about earlier, is do people want the original experience or they want something that's supposed to simulate the original experience, right? And, because, like, obviously those two things are very different. You know, like with spell batching and leeway, for example. What about lower drop rates before the event to try to prevent pre-farming of the mats? No, I don't think they should punish the entire player base for the sins of a few sweaty neckbeard guilds. That's not fair at all. What do you mean? No, of course not. I hate that idea. I see what you're saying, right? I understand where you're coming from. But, like, I feel like I hate it whenever Blizzard does, they punish the entire player base because of, like, 5 people. Right? Like, imagine if they changed the entire Azerite gear setup and how they dropped because I could do community runs. I don't think that would be good for the game. I feel like they should have as little restrictions as possible. So scarabord quantity I asked earlier. Okay, alright, let's talk about that. Scarabord quantity. Okay, so... Zip, can you re-answer the question? Can you re-ask the question? I want to make sure that I get your question right. Master Looter, yeah, exactly. They removed Master Looter because of neckbeards. Yeah, and it ended up hurting all of the guilds. Yeah, about the amount of scarabords. I don't think that there should be a hard cap on the amount of scarabords that can be in the game, right? The quantity, even in huge numbers, can be accommodated with enough players and existing knowledge. The only way to prevent stockpiling is to randomize the needed items. Well, then we get into the same conversation about, like, Manric's wife, for example. And you're also going to have people that just start stockpiling everything at that point. And that way, they're just always going to be accurate. Everyone wants to be scarabords. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let me just go ahead and look and see if I can find it. Okay, I'm trying to scroll the way about the scarabord question. Yeah, I can't find it anywhere here, unfortunately. Then it's just random stockpiles of random shit. Yeah, but they can sell it afterwards. Oh yeah, I have the thing. Wow. Okay, cool. I actually have a mechanic that I'm supposed to do. Slowing him real quick. There we go. Perfect. Good job, boys. How will classic add-ons work? I really hope they answer that question. I really hope they answer that question. Because the idea of, like, a quest helper add-on... So I thought about actually downloading a quest helper add-on to do classic WoW. Because obviously it would just make me level faster, and that's my main goal. But I don't know if I can do that to myself. I actually do want to have the original experience. And I feel like it matters a lot to me to be able to re-experience the game in the way that it was. You said you never do sub chat? Well, you know, people were being stupid, so I turned it on. Yeah, they're just being stupid. Like, I don't know, I feel like, sometimes I feel like I'm arguing with people that are just taking opposite positions just to troll, and whenever that happens, I like to have honest discussions, and whenever I feel like people are, like, talking about things in bad faith, it makes it very, very frustrating for me. So I don't like dealing with that. Okay, let me just look at the rest of these here. You're going to have tons of spurs running from time to time. Even if you don't accept items, the experience will be impacted. You're unfortunately right. I actually, like, let me say this right now. Like, if you like my stream and you like me, don't follow me around in Classic WoW and shit. Just let me play the game. Just let me play the game the way that I want to. Like, I don't want that. I want to be able to play the game and experience it in the right way. That's the truth. Now, people will do that, right? Like, there's this one guy, and he spent, like, the entire battleground just, like, focusing and fixating on me. He's like, man, I love your content, dude. I love your content. And it's like, why did you spend the whole time, like, just trying to annoy me then? Like, I don't know. Like, whenever, like, it's just, like, the weird, like, this certain breed of, like, this, like, really, like, attention-seeking autism that people get whenever they get to interact with someone on the internet that makes content. It's just so fucking weird. Like, guys, I know this might come as a surprise. I am a regular guy. I drive to Wendy's just like you do. I go to the supermarket just like you do. And I stand in line and I pay for my fucking food. I don't have a manager. I probably should get a manager because I can't fucking deal with it myself. But I don't have Uber Eats. I live with my mother. I feed my birds in the morning. Her birds, so she can sit out downstairs and like watch them eat food, right? Just, you know, cheers her up and everything. And so I am a normal guy. And I hope that a lot of you guys can keep that in mind. You don't need to act weird or spurg out around me. I'm just a normal guy. Okay? That's all there is to it. Normal guy in a Lambo. I drive a 2001 Mustang convertible. Okay? No Lambo. The only Lambo I have is the one that I used to beat my head with whenever I'd miss a spell reflect, okay? Show the birds, yeah. That should be normal, yeah. Normal average guy, possibly below average even. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Hope your mom's doing okay, dude. Always hurt to various situations. I take care of my parents in old age, too. It's not good, man. I mean, like, my mom's doing okay, but, like, the whole situation obviously kind of sucks. A snack box on a server might sell some food to match your weight. Well, yeah, I mean, people want to be cool, right? I mean, like, don't feel like... It's just, like, it's all, like, common sense stuff. Like, normal, like, social, I don't know, like, social... what's the word for it? Like, social intelligence stuff. I mean, I'm completely okay with people that, like, want to message me and talk to me, like, every once in a while, right? Like, hey, what's up, man? Thanks for the videos, or hey, dude, you know, what are you doing? I like the stream. Or even if you want to talk shit, right? That's fine, right? Or not even say, like, whatever. That's okay with me. I have no problem with that. The only thing that I don't really like is whenever people do that all the time, right? And it's just, like, kind of the usual stuff. Yeah, social anxiety. Social awareness, yeah. I mean, like, it's same with, like, people see me in real life. Like, don't be afraid to say hi. Like, I'm a normal guy. I have no problem saying hi to people and just interacting with them, and it's not really a weird thing at all. Yeah, I'm just a normal guy. Anyway, check subs and donos. I'll look at that in a bit, okay? Let me go ahead and, I'll read subs and donos right now, actually, while we kill this boss here. I'm about to get the mount here. I just wanted to make sure you guys can see it. Let me make a space here, just so I can get space for the mount. There we go. There we go. Okay, alright, guys, let's get this mount, guys. Let's go. Kill it. And I'll read subs and donos right now. Coming here, what are you looking forward to most in Classic? I'm actually looking forward to being able to do the end game with the knowledge of 10 years and the expertise and as being an adult. So I understand the game more, I know what I'm doing. I want to be able to fully experience the game in the end game in the way that it was meant to be enjoyed back then. That's basically it. I'm really, really excited to see that. I can't wait to do it, honestly. I can't wait to tank in raids, to build up my fire resist gear, to build up my frost resist gear, and just complete the game in the way that I want to. I'm not going to try to go for like a super completionist perspective on Classic. I want to play the game in a way that I don't play the game in retail. I want to play the game and log on and play for fun. I want to enjoy the time that I'm playing the game. And if I want to go out and PvP and just fuck around, then I want to be able to do that. And that's really all it comes down to. That's what I'm enjoying the most, excited for the most in Classic. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. That's the way she goes. That's the way she goes. Do you think it'll be just like whenever you played it for the first time? Absolutely not. It will be completely different. The game will be completely different. And there's nothing I can do about that. Yes, I'm fairly new starting Legion. Can you explain what Scareboard is and why it's so coveted? It's like a huge like raid quest, or it takes a raid to complete, but only one person gets the item. And you have to complete like this huge long quest line, and it's basically for unlocking an entire raid tier. So you had to do a huge quest line and complete all of this, and then ring this gong. It would start this huge server-wide event. It was just like it's basically the big dick of the server, right? Because not only, the thing with that is like Scarabord, one of the things that people forget about Scarabord is that it's not actually Scarabord. It's what it means. Scarabord means that you were the one that was chosen out of probably 50 people. You are the best of the best. You were the one that was chosen to get the quest, to be trusted by the entire guild, and be responsible for unlocking an entire raid tier. You were the one. That was fucking, that feeling. And to see somebody in tier 2, it wasn't because they had tier 2. It was what that tier 2 meant. Tier 2 meant that you could meet a raid schedule. You could convince a guild to play with you. You could succeed in that guild environment. You could ascend the ranks and actually earn the gear and convince them to give you full tier 2. It meant so much. And people often lose sight of that. And it's disappointing. Actually, I'll do a Horde one. You know what? We'll do a Horde one right now, since we probably already got a lot of Alliance people that are already queued up and saved here. I just want to do more damage than all my friends in Classic. What class should I play? I'll play a Warrior. Yeah, play a Warrior. If you want to be better than everybody else, just play a Warrior. People are still going to stockpile for AQ Gate. Blizzard can check how much rune cloth is stashed in people's banks in a particular server. Multiply that number by, let's say, 3, so people will still have to farm and contribute for some time. Maybe that's the case. Okay, let's see here. We'll get... Oh, shit. Why did I log on to Beef Mountain? Shit, I didn't even mean to do that. Okay, whatever. I'll get off him and over. Let's go to the rest of these questions here. Hunter Traps of Nixia, Manrek's wife, Leeching, and Kazak. Kazak has a hard leash in 1.12, but there are other bosses in the world that do not. I wonder what those bosses are. I wonder. Warrior's best in 1v1? Rogue's best in 3v1. Yeah, because they can vanish and run away. How are you going to handle world buffs? I can tackle the question related to world buffs. World buffs are going to function exactly as they did in 1.12, which is to say they will remain available and will not be restricted whenever new phases are rolled out. Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer will have a cooldown. You will need to wait for the current Onyxia or Nefarian Head to despawn before being able to regain the buff for a new turn-in. Great. I think that really the question that this person is actually asking is, will the world buffs be usable in raids? And I think that it's just assumed. Launch, pre-launch restarts, Q times 2. This is just Q times launch time experience. What steps are being taken to ensure that the launch, same thing doesn't happen on an even grander scale than the initial rush? They're going to do stuff, who cares? Emergency Realms number 2. Taking various things into consideration while to hold true to their main objective of ensuring healthy realm communities for a post-launch world. Therefore, we felt that the best approach here was to start off with fewer realms in order to gauge player interest during the name reservation period. Okay, so then they actually were taking the exact same approach that I thought they were going to do. That's good. Okay, what does... Oh, this is a really good question. What does success look like for the Classic WoW dev team? Success for us is that players enjoy the game. We hope that those who played back in the day are overcome with nostalgia, great memories, and reconnect with old friends. I hope that new players get to experience this iconic time in MMO history and experience the world with new friends. Yeah. Yeah. True. True, dude. True, dude. There it is. This is amazing. Okay, great. During the development of Classic, did you stumble over any Easter eggs or secrets that the community never discovered? When we were going through the original source code, we uncovered a few inline developer comments. It was super interesting to read them, like messages from the past. One of the most colorful comments I enjoyed was in reference to adding spells. Whatever you do, don't get them wet. Hey. All Blizzard, boys. All Blizzard. It's beautiful. Let me get in here. Asmongold, Gmod, Horde. Minimum item level 400. Alright, join up. Let's get this done. Okay, thank you guys, by the way, for all the Twitch bribes, too. Flip-flopping some hard. One time you little god, the other time you can't play normal god. What do you think I am now? Okay, chances, poop pants. Thanks for $3, man. Appreciate that. So I clicked your video about how long will people keep playing in vanilla. You basically said that people would move on after a while. I disagree. If WoW Classic is a success, I truly believe Blizzard will give us TBC and then all new content from the from Wrath of the Lich King. I don't know what TLK means. The Lich King. So yeah, but that's not the same thing as what I'm saying. Like if I say that people are going to move on from Classic WoW, and then you refute it by saying they're going to play Burning Crusade. It sounds like we're in agreement. Yeah, we're in agreement there. I agree. Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's see the rest of these. Okay, I'll get one more tank, another healer, and then we'll be good. Alrighty, there we go. What if they release a new expansion from vanilla, something never before seen? I trust the WoW Classic devs to recreate Classic WoW. Do I trust them to make a completely new game? We'll see what happens. I'm willing to... Here's what I worry about, okay? Is once you open that Pandora's box, you can never close it again. And if they change the game, there's no going back at that point. So if they change it for better, then it's better. And if they change it for worse, well, then it's worse. And I think that's something to absolutely take into consideration. 100%. I'm very concerned about that. Very much so. Yeah. I feel like it'd be hard for people to go back to retail after spending time on Classic servers and the community relationships they built in Classic servers. No, I don't think so. I think that honestly it'll help people build better relationships on retail, if anything. I hope that's the case. I don't want to see retail WoW die. Like, I want retail WoW to be good. I want current WoW to be good more than I want Classic. Truthfully, I want current WoW to make me feel the same way Classic used to make me feel. Because the best thing that Classic can ever do for me is to remind me how I felt. But I will never feel that way again playing the same game again. I want to see a new game, and I want to see a game that will make me feel the same way that I did with Classic WoW. People move the goalpost by saying Classic Plus will be separate instance of servers and thus wouldn't impact Classic. But, like, yeah, that's true. That's true, man. But let's think about that. So you're going to have current WoW, you're going to have vanilla WoW, you're going to have Burning Crusade WoW, and you're going to have Classic Plus? Logistically, that's 4 different teams of customer support. There's no way Blizzard could do that. There's no way they're going to set all that up. There's no way. I mean, logistically, it's not realistic. I feel like I worry about that happening. Okay. Yeah, it could be very bad. Okay, let me see the rest of these. While creating Classic, was there anything specifically your team thought was going to be incredibly hard to accomplish? Turned out to be a lot easier than expected. Let's see. I can't say there was anything. So I can't say there was anything incredibly hard. There it is, dude. Big Dick Blizzard devs, that's right. Process mainly involved constant iteration during a Classic 1.12 reference. We went through some of the old code. Did you find any work that really stood out that you couldn't believe they achieved that back in 2006? I just found an old code that stood out because I wrote it in 2005. Holy shit, man. Okay, let's see. What was the hardest thing to recreate? Hunters. They were one of the most complicated classes in vanilla, and we had to do a huge amount of work in restoring them. So you heard it, boys. Play Hunters. Yeah, play Hunters right there. Obviously, Hunters are the hardest class to play because they're very complicated. Yeah, that's the big Hunter brain. Are there still more people, more questions being answered? Because if so, like, that's a huge amount. Oh, here we go. Hunter and Warlock pets take an absurd amount of time to respond to commands. Can you please acknowledge it and tell us when it will be fixed? We fixed several bugs with pet commands throughout WoW Classic Beta, thanks to a ton of super detailed reports in a beta and stress tests. As several posters have pointed out, we've resolved many of the issues with pet responsiveness already, and I can confirm that several recent bug fixes have brought Hunter and Warlock pet responsiveness in line with their behavior in the reference client. Great! Fucking great! Awesome, I'm happy. That's great. Yeah, awesome. I'm very happy about that. Nothing wrong with, yeah, Nexus is not going to aggro as many mobs. There you go. Okay, just give me 1 second here. I'll read all the rest of these. Okay, looking back at legacy code can be daunting. Did any of you run into a code that you wrote all those years ago? Yeah, I think a lot of these guys probably did. I'm not surprised. Okay, just give me 1 second. Alright, can I get all the road gear? Oh, this is the hunter with the bow, dude. The Pepega bow that's pointed in the wrong direction. I'm helping. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see here. During development classic, any Easter eggs? Okay, doing a great job. System requirements, emergency realms. Okay, where's the rest of these? You missed some above. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll all the way up and make sure that I read all these. Let me go all the way down. I'm gonna read some donations here because I did miss a lot of these. I do apologize for that. Okay, just give me 1 second here. Let's get all the rest of these. All right. Still no release date for Warcraft 3 Reforged. Why if they just drop it with no warning at BlizzCon? Also, will you play it on stream? Yes. So what was the? Didn't they did this? Was this Sega Saturn? I don't remember. This is so long. It was like maybe 25 years ago, right? So they didn't announce a release date for I think Sega Saturn, and then whenever they had like some announcement and they said it's at stores right now, and I think that was like what it was, and it turned out to be a very, very bad marketing strategy. So I don't think that they're just going to randomly drop it, but I think at BlizzCon, it's absolutely a possibility that they could say Warcraft 3 Reforged is coming out next month. That's what I'm probably going to assume. They will announce at BlizzCon the release date for it, and it will be very, very soon after that. That's what I'm going to kind of expect. For Apex, it worked. That is a good point. Yeah, that is a good point. Apex, it did work. Apex came out of nowhere. Only the people that were like, like we're gonna get paid to play the game even knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, that is a really good point. Isn't this the same concept as suggesting the AQ effort? Not necessarily. So the difference between your question about Manrik's wife being relocated and the AQ effort is Manrik's wife being relocated is not something that scales with the amount of players on the server. Because Manrik's wife is in the same place and the server is being interpreted and people are going through the game in the exact same way that they were in Vanilla WoW, there would be no reason to change Manrik's wife's location in the same way that it would be a reason to change the AQ war effort because the server population is artificially higher. So there were no other changes that makes Manrik's wife any different than she was back in Vanilla WoW. But with the servers and the amount of people that are on them, that fundamentally changes the AQ war effort. There has been no fundamental change with Manrik's wife, except for increased knowledge by the players. And do you really think that people are so stupid nowadays, they still don't look things up? Like, there are people that still think, like, people, it doesn't matter. They will still not know where Manrik's wife is, okay? Like, don't worry. They will still be just as dumb as they were back then. Probably even stupider, because now they've convinced themselves that they're good because they've been able to clear LFR for 3 years. So there it is. Baron Chat's going to be awful? Yeah, of course. People either force it. Yeah, they're going to intentionally be toxic because they want to relive the same experience. There it is. I think it's trying for main tank for Raid Guild and make PvP too time-consuming or not worth it. I don't think PvP and getting ranks in PvP is going to be worth it to me. I don't really care a whole lot. Maybe one time in the future I might go for Grand Marshal or something like that. Or maybe in Phase 2 I might try to get, a little bit more of that and like the honor system and all of that. But I don't really care about grinding Battlegrounds all day. It's not fun for me and I don't really enjoy it. That's the truth. I like doing BGs sometimes, but I don't really take them as seriously as other people. And I'd like to do more world PvP. I find that more engaging and enjoyable. I survived Baron Chat. I think my mom was actually going to buy me that shirt, but I told her I wasn't Horde anymore, so she didn't need to. There'll be a lot of people playing Horde for the first time in Classic. I don't think Manrik's wife is going to be a big deal. Yeah, well, what I mean is that, so there will be a structural difference in the way the AQ war effort will be dealt with by players that isn't the same with Manrik's wife, and that's why I think they're two different situations. So sometimes changes do make sense, but sometimes they don't. I think it makes sense in this case of the AQ war effort, but not with Manrik's wife. So that's basically it. Baron Chat will be people spamming LOL and POG. Yeah, I don't like it whenever people use Twitch emotes whenever they're not on Twitch. Shit, I don't even like it whenever people use Twitch emotes whenever they're on Twitch. So, I mean, hey, I've never been a fan of that. I probably hate that more than the people that are like anti-streamers, because I'm the one that has to fucking see it all the time. I hate that shit. Alright, let me go with the rest of these. Dungeons, player caps, honoraries, guard respawns, transferring gold, holidays, trick or treat, Rick or treat. Yes, because we're pleased, based on patch 1.0, holidays will play out as they did during that patch, so we look forward to spooky treats and happy haunts this October. How are you going to deal with gold sellers and cheaters? WoW Classic has a much better means for detection than the original WoW. All WoW players are subject to our terms of service. Violation could result in suspension or banning of accounts. I heard a kid say poggers when his chicken nuggets arrived at McDonald's. I hope they didn't give the kid a toy in his Happy Meal. Yeah, I hope he didn't get a toy in his Happy Meal for saying that. Or better yet, they gave him a girl's toy, and all of his friends made fun of him for it. Yeah, imagine, like, you know, he opens up his thing, and he's got, like, fucking Barbie on a unicorn, and, like, all of his friends have G.I. Joes, and they make fun of him for, like, the next 3 years for it, and he's scarred for life. That's what you get for saying poggers at McDonald's, son. That's the way it goes, Timmy. Fuck you, Timmy. Let's get this done. Let me see. Want to read this question? Is it bad on Kel'Thuzad? So here's the thing, is that everybody makes it out to be like, oh, well, if I'm on the server is only going to be about me. Kel'Thuzad is a smaller server than any of the vanilla servers. I can guarantee you that Faralina will be much larger than Kel'Thuzad in terms of its population. Kel'Thuzad is not all about me. It's not. I'm just simply a player on the server. And after this one, I'm going to open up my boxes, okay? After this one, I will open up my boxes and go through all of that, okay? Yeah, I'm going to do that after this. No, I never have said that before. I'm saying it now. I'm going to do it after this. It's sharded? Well, no. It's not about being sharded. Because, like, in the cities, you can see almost everybody. And people never follow me around. Like, every once in a while, you have, like, one weirdo that does it. But for the most part, like, how often does that happen? It's very uncommon. It's very, very uncommon. And so I hope that it doesn't happen a lot in Classic WoW. As I said, I don't really like to be followed around by people or anything like that. I kind of like to just be able to play the game and be able to do that kind of on my own terms. But obviously, some people do like being annoying. You know, they want to be annoying. And unfortunately, that's the case. So there's nothing really that I can do about that. What about the, what's this here? What about LFG chat in Kel'Thuzad? I don't even know about LFG chat. I don't even read that, honestly. Drop chance for Gmod increases with raid difficulty? No, it doesn't. As far as I know, it doesn't. Okay, next question. Items added, okay. Catch-up gear, layering of population, overpopulation, layering population caps, free realm transfers, no boost, summary. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's fine. That's not even a big deal. Nothing even worth reading there. Layering in Kazakh. Okay, skeletons, queue times, emergency realms, success looks like in Classic WoW. It seems like that's basically it. Are we missing anything else? Are they still answering questions right now on this AMA, or are they done answering questions? It's been like 3 hours, so I'm kind of assuming that they're done. AMA is over. Okay, well, let me see if it is or not. I'm going to go ahead and double check, okay? Okay, so let me see if I can find it here. I've asked for their comment here. Completion. Okay, I have the question answers in the AMA for chance. Okay, holiday events. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is it. On behalf of the WoW team, thank you for taking the time today to post your questions, suggestions, and support for WoW Classic. There are a lot of great posts, and we'll be poring over them. Your guidance is important to us and much appreciated. We're eagerly awaiting launch day and joining all of you in Classic Azeroth. See, I really like... I really, really like that. AMA is now over. Okay, I see it now. I really, really like this a lot, because I feel like Classic WoW devs, right, and like this is the way that it used to be, is that it felt like WoW was a game that was made by gamers for gamers, you know? And I wish there was more of an emphasis on that, about like the devs actually playing the game. And I always thought that was really cool, like the devs play the game. It's like the fact that like Ian is like a, you know, a Scarab like Mythic Raider is fucking awesome. And I wish that like, you know, these players and, you know, these devs would say that more often. I think that's really, really cool. I like that a lot. Devs don't play games? Well, they do, but they play them on their phone, apparently. They do play. They love LFR and Islands. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's just, it's sad, man. But I'd like to see, like, I wonder how many of the devs are actually, like, just, I wonder how many of them are actually, like, really, really, like, just insanely good players, and how many of them are just, like, fucking 1800 rated clowns. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. I wonder which one is which. Retail Blizzards become too politically correct. Classic devs are some of the old guys that don't give a fuck.
True.
You think so?
True. Yes.
Uh,
That is absolutely true.
let me think. Yeah, I mean, maybe you are right. I feel like they don't like to take risks as much. And yeah, they have done some politically correct stuff. I mean, like, you guys know, I'm one of the last people to say anything positive about political correctness. I don't like any political correctness at all. But, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of annoying, actually. Remember they were talking about StarCraft Universe MMO? Yeah, but then Destiny came out, and now there's no need for it. Yeah, I know. Is Fury Warrior fun? Yeah, I'd say Fury... In Classic WoW, Fury Warrior is fucking awesome. Like, I love Fury Warrior in Classic WoW. Alright, let me just... 1 second here. Okay, we've turned it off. And, we turned off subscriber mode. And, we finished all the AMA. And, there it is. Okay, let's get this done.